All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, episode 63, which means we are only a few short episodes away from a potential beach episode.
Oh, shit.
I know, right?
That's the good stuff right there. The beach episode.
Well, I'm heavily debating. Like, I feel like I'm legally obligated to make episode 69 a beach episode. Just because funny number, funny episode.
Funny number, funny episode indeed.
But in the meantime, while we are waiting for Isaac to get here, how is everybody? How was stream, Sky? Welcome in all the little Cloud Raiders. We're glad to have you all.
It was good. I drew some some really good tiny derps right at the end there. And there's a new feral tiny derp that everyone was like, we want this as an emote. This is our energy. And I was like, this is cursed. Why would you be like this?
Hey, Sad Panda, thanks for gifting a sub to the community.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Hello?
Hello. All right, so while we wait, actually, what we can do is, I guess we could just play the audio from the end of the last session to get everyone caught up.
You could if you want to.
I feel like that's a kind of a good way to, unless you just want to describe it.
Well, I did describe it to my chat at least. I was talking about it at the end of chat. I was like, guys, I got myself into a bit of a pickle last time. Not gonna lie.
So what
Which I guess neither Brando or Ferret knows about currently, but I was listening
to the end of your stream.
Okay, cool. So Brando,
so I got that bit. Yeah.
Brando got the TLDR.
Yeah, maybe just a little.
Brando also got Dairy Queen. Not sponsored though.
Oh hell
Could be
yeah.
though. Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
It's better than Nesquik.
True.
All right.
Everybody likes a little bit of DQ.
So why don't we do
Scott,
this?
did you
then?
stream today?
Well, I get everyone introduced. I'm gonna have just Elliot and Newson give us roles to see who describes it from their perspective. What happened at the end?
Okie dokie.
Because you were the only two that were here.
That's fair.
And then Nom, I still need your D100 roll to see if a god falls in love with you. Greg, thanks for the resub. Greg, it's been 9 months. What's the baby's name?
Paprika.
Paprika. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see you outroll an 87, Isaac.
I'm working on it.
I believe in you.
Coffee, you've been following me for exactly 1 year?
That's wild.
Oh no.
Oh, you were so close to a 94. It literally rolled off the 9 and onto the 5.
All right, so let's get everybody introduced, and the question of the day is, without any context for Lulin or Nom, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, how do you think this is gonna go? So first we have Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf wizard, played by...
It's me, Isaac. And my weird off-putting mannerisms make some people say that I was the original AI.
I say that.
Yeah, no, it's mostly Ferret. And to those people saying that, stop it. It's not nice. And I would say...
Yeah, he's a BI.
As far as Elliot's...
Yeah, you're a biological intelligence.
Oh, okay. I was like, what things start with B? Best?
I just
He wasn't. This sounded more like an insult.
No, you're only BI when it's best, idiot. Oh my god, Flame just put BITC. Bitch.
Damn, Flame knows
That
what's up.
too.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
That is a good point. All of you can blame Bipolar Probe because he got me back into playing 40k all day, and I have some rage to get out because of how that game went.
Oh no.
Isaac is only
As
a
far as I'm
bitch when it
concerned,
comes
that
to...
was a foreign language. Carry on, Ferret.
Isaac is only a bitch when it comes to played up.
Isaac's
What?
good at playing.
What does that mean?
It means you're
Played
mean
up's
to me in the
I
kitchen.
don't think anybody in here is bad at played up.
No. He yells at me in the kitchen.
Doesn't that make
Well,
you
yeah,
the
that's
bitch?
because you're shit in the kitchen.
Anyways,
If you did
Isaac,
your
on a
fucking
scale
job,
of 1 to
you wouldn't
10,
have a problem.
Isaac, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, how do you think this is going to go today? Wait, no, guys,
for
no hype
Elliot,
train.
it's-
Bad
it's-
chat.
Oh wait, are we doing in character or out of character?
Out of character.
Okay, out of character.
Oh, out of character. Isaac can recognize this is probably a 8 out of 10 situation in terms of badness. Elliot,
So it's gonna go really well.
Elliot.
8 out of 10's good.
No, you said 10 was bad.
I said 1 is the worst, 10 is the best.
Oh my god, you've switched it like thrice now. Fine. 3 away from the worst, which I guess is now 3. As far as Elliot's concerned, though, he's going to have a lot more free time when he doesn't have to, like, mediate. Newson will be away. Elliot can focus on the house. It's perfect.
And then, and then Lyra is hiding so well that she is hiding from the stream right now. And will
Literally
be for the next
abandoned
several
me.
hours.
Well, actually, I was going to say, I think that knowing Lyra, she would probably try to get involved and Elliot would stop that.
Yeah.
And then we have Nom Dream Shadow, the Kobold Ranger, played by...
Me, Gentleman Ferret, the most frequent streamer out of everybody in this call, I think.
I think I stream more than you.
And
I think
most
Sky
reliable.
streams. Or the developers.
I, you know, depending on how good or bad it goes, always depends on our roles, and I have faith today, so I'm saying 8.
Damn.
And then we
Because
have...
I feel like... No, I'm sorry.
And then we have News and World Walker, the Minotaur Sorbarian, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. Out of character, I'm pretty sure this is gonna go like a 2 out of 10. I have some faith, but not a lot, because I've got like one plan and it's contingent on one role working out, so we'll see how it goes.
And then last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, the Minotaur Druidin, played by...
It me, Brambo. I always expect the worst, so I'm giving 5 out of 10.
All right. And then Elliot, why don't
That's
you go
the
ahead
worst?
and describe our situation for us?
Oh yeah, I have to describe things. All right. Well, you see here, we were living our goddamn lives, trying to steal from a museum. I think somebody was, which was a bit suspicious. But as far as Elliot is concerned, he was going around doing his standard everyday shopping, going out to get a permit, and then he was going to get some lumber, when he encountered a tiny little robot. And by tiny, I mean, what, 3 foot tall, would you say, PT?
3 foot tall and like 6 feet wide.
Okay, so pretty good sized crab-looking thing. And behind it, with a nose down following, nosing. So from Elliot's perspective, we're already on a great start. Nosing's tracking this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We track it back to its apartment, trying to get it back. We were intercepted by Scary Mask Man, which I think is his official name. At which point he told us that we're just going to let this go because something about bribery, and Elliot kind of stopped listening after he heard that he wasn't allowed to tell his uncle. And so that was that. Now, of course, knowing this, now we know where this little shit lives. We can, like, maybe bully him. Who knows? Blackmail? Ooh, blackmail's fun. Unbeknownst to Elliot, Lyra encountered somebody at the museum from her not so distant past, and we discover this when Elliot, Newson, and Lyra all sort of meet up. We discover that they met their interrogator from the pits, and that he was in fact in town, hanging out at the museum. And so naturally, against Elliot's wishes, everyone decided we should go there and interact with this person, because there's no way this could end poorly. At which point, we get there, see him on the balcony. Newson does a nice 6-foot jump right on up there to kick his ass. And I think we left on her raging, so...
We did leave on Newton raging and running forward just in time to get grabbed by the foot and pulled through the fucking floor.
See, and what did I tell you? That sounded like Chat GPT 2, like the second one. That's about the recap it could give. So I think I'm doing pretty well as far as AI advancement.
All right.
So true.
So where we pick up just immediately. I'm going to unpause the game first of all.
That's a good plan.
And we're going to get rid of this boy.
Oh.
Was Newton
Also, I would
just-
like
Oh.
to
Rest in
mention
peace.
that the battle map is black for me again.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Just wanted to mention.
There you go.
I can see again.
I can see clearly now. PT
No.
fixed his shit.
How dare you?
I can
I mean,
see
I can't,
clearly now the
but-
rage is
But
gone.
Newsom can.
The rage
I
isn't
hope the
gone
rage
yet.
isn't gone. You're gonna need that.
I am.
Oh my god, I can see shit. Oh my god, there's something next to me.
It's Brennan. I just don't have
Oh.
a fit. I haven't, I
Brennan.
haven't commissioned art for him, so he doesn't have any.
Hi,
That's fair.
Brennan. Hope you find your dad.
Newton, you're going to jail tomorrow. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. All right, and we will pick up with. We will pick up by rolling initiative.
Okay. I have to roll my d8 for a wild magic effect as well.
True. Let's see if you teleport out first.
Yeah, pray for me. Oh, that's... I just need one d8, please.
Well, I'm not gonna pray for you, but I won't pray against you.
Nope, that's not teleporting.
What is that though?
A bolt of light shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
It's not the worst thing in the world for you right now.
No, it's not. If they can't see me, they also can't grab me. Oh, also, I guess I should actually roll initiative.
Ignore that roll. I don't know why it's showing to people.
Do you guys ever think about how
I didn't see
snoring
anything.
is pretty much just bragging about being asleep?
What?
Like, if you're asleep and you're snoring, you're pretty much bragging to everybody else that you're sound asleep right now.
That might be the worst take I've ever heard.
No, the worst take you've ever heard is that your bed is just a recharging shelf for your body.
No, that's accurate.
Ferret, are you high? No.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So Newton, we are starting
Yes.
off with you.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
Fuck them up.
News and moment.
I will
So-
say
Newton's
at the
rolling.
start of this, you are being grappled, but you can still use your light.
Do I get an opportunity to, like,
Break the grapple.
not be grappled, though? Because, like,
You failed a deck save at the end of last session, I thought.
You did.
I don't think
I thought-
Did I do a deck save?
You did,
Hold
because I
on.
had you roll one when the floor broke.
I see no deck save. I've got.
Oh yeah, I just see
insight.
perceptions. All right, roll me. You're just gonna roll against me then. I am gonna have you roll acrobatics though, because you don't see it coming, and it's not exactly a strength.
I have
check.
danger sense.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what. That was why I
brag.
was gonna say that. That was gonna be my argument. Is
Does danger
I'm
sense help you
raging.
from grapples?
hold on. I'm pulling it up.
Pull it up.
I'm pulling it
Yeah,
up. I
that's
think that's under features. Danger sense. Uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be. Give you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have advantage on dex saves and throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. to gain this benefit. You can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have you roll athletics versus athletics then.
Because you don't want me to have advantage on the dex save?
Well, it's not a save either way. It's a grapple check.
Okay.
So you can roll acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
I crit failed. I'm using
Stunning.
my rerolls. No, I won't. So, Nugent, you feel...
You can't! Crit stick!
I know. So, Nugent, you feel this hand brush the back of your calf as you narrowly get out of the way of it.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and do my little beam of light, which I don't feel like... I think I'm gonna shoot it at the guy I'm attacking. Because I don't think Nuzin even knows truly if the Warforged, like, see so much as they just act in accordance to what they're told to do. So,
Fair.
I don't know what the con save is against, though. Hold on, let me see. Oh, saving throws, DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your constitution modifier. So, that would be... Add this up. My con modifier is 3. 11. Where do I see my proficiency bonus? Oh god.
You're level what?
10.
It's a +4.
Yeah. Okay. So then that makes the DC a 15.
Okay. Damn, these guys suck. He's blind.
Yep. And he takes 1d6 radiant damage.
Alright, roll it.
One simple d6. That is 4 damage.
Alright.
Okay, so that happens instantaneously when the wild magic goes off. I'm just gonna swing at him now that he's blinded.
Well, you still have a lot of distance to cover. We are on a battle
Where-
map.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't... Which one's which?
The green... Okay. Elliot's uncle's
got
the one
two-
up here. That I just moved around.
Okay,
This is
so
him.
the green guy is the one I'm after.
Correct.
Got it. Okie dokie.
And I'll get this on the...
Do we remember what we decided my fly speed was, perchance?
It's the same as your walking speed.
Okay. So it doesn't matter either way.
You know what I can do, though, is, where are you at? News and Cow Time Stormhorn. Let's change what you look like real quick. And you know what? I don't have it downloaded because we switched since I've used that. I hate myself. Where are you, Drago Newson? There you are.
Oh yeah, I gotta be a dragon! I'm a fucking dragon. Drusen. I don't know if I like that. Alright, since I don't have white enough run speed to clear, I am going to... Where did my sheet go?
You should be Dragon Newson now. Yeah!
When we're Drusen again? Let's fucking go. Feral AF. I guess I'm gonna have to update it since I have horns again, though. That's a problem for later, me.
Well, I guess
Okay.
since it's a transformation and the horns are technically objects, you don't.
That's fair. Okay. So
Unless Art Sky has to
I'm-
do.
I'm going to run my 40 and then dash the rest of the way to get up to him, and then I'm gonna do a goring rush attack.
Okay. Is it a save or a hit?
To hit, I believe.
Roll to hit.
Can I roll it, please? Okay. It puts it in the chat, but it doesn't standard roll. It's not letting me roll it. That's so fun and funky. I'm
Roll
gonna let the
1d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
So that is +8, so that's 19.
I think that hits. As you are about to hit, you watch as he casts shield on himself.
Okay.
As your horns meet this crackling barrier of energy and kind of stop. Are you saying anything to anyone?
I think I would just growl like directly to him, like, I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to Lyra. And then that's it.
All right. The next in the turn order is Brennan. And he is a fair fucking distance from you.
He got a zoom.
Yeah, he's 120 feet away, so if he dashes, he can make it 80. So you hear footsteps running up behind you as Brennan just looks at you. Like the mask just tilts towards you. And he says, if she hurts him again, I'm gonna have to kill her. And he takes off across the patio. And then you hear the rumbling of steel as the bastion moves underneath the patio. I think this thing has 30 feet. Yeah.
He's lumbering.
Yep, but you can't see him. He's still beneath it, because obviously this patio cannot hold its weight. Elliot, it is your turn.
Ready? I thought I rolled a 4.
You did.
Others rolled worse than you.
Impressive.
Well, actually, there's only 3 people in the turn order right now. I guess I should.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't.
Monkey?
He does, but he'll go last.
I am going to cast spell.
Cast
Cast
spell?
spell.
Cast spell.
Does this allow me to do anything useful?
You remember what your portent rolls were?
I can scroll up to look at them, but they were awfully mid. Okay. Elliot is going to use the spell he's just learned, and he's going to shape stone around Newson's legs. So it can be up to 5 foot by 5 foot.
Is it a is there a distance on it?
Oh, it's touch, you're right.
I remember that coming up with the crab.
You're right. And if I dash, I can't do anything, so and I can't even see people. So,
Well, technically, you're on the opposite side of a courtyard, so you probably couldn't see me, but you could see everyone else. Only
That's
because
fair.
everybody is around me. I don't know.
all right. Well, I
hopefully
can't really
fucking-
do anything else, so I'm just gonna dash.
He's zooming.
And I still can't see Newsom, so I can't really do anything. So, all right, that's my turn.
On his turn, on Hector's turn, he is going to put a hand on Elliot's uncle's shoulder, and he is going to cast Dimension Door.
Man, if only Lyra was here to use counterspell.
And they have teleported to somewhere where Newson, you cannot see them out of your direct line of sight.
Okay.
And it is back to Newson's turn.
Can I get a sense of where they went?
Roll me Arcana.
Okie dokie. I'm so good at that. It's like my top knowledge.
You have no idea where they went to. But you know it couldn't have been more than 500 feet away.
Yeah. I think in that case, I'd probably just fly. Like, get a higher vantage point to see if I can see them.
Okay. So you're going 60 feet up?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so you shoot 60 feet straight up into the air.
Yup.
As Brennan runs beneath you, Newson, get down here now. This is not control.
I don't think she'd even, like, listen to him. She'd be, like, it would be, like, somewhat frantic looking around. This is, like, less thought out and more just, like, pure impulse, I think.
Yeah. He looks down at the floor and goes, bring her down. And Newson, I will need a dex check at advantage from you this time. As a fist punches through the floor, and then a net fires from the wrist.
Oh, not my best dex check.
You succeed, though.
Oh, shit.
As
Do a barrel roll!
As this net narrowly flies past you through the air. And Elliot, it is your turn.
Elliot's gonna keep moving closer, I think. 30 feet. Where's Newsom?
60 feet straight in the air. So still in the
Okay.
spot that I'm at, but 60 feet up.
Okay. Oh, there you are. You're just tiny. I had to
Yeah,
zoom way in.
Very small. I'm sitting in a
Such
chair,
small.
you know?
Yeah. Elliot's just gonna shout up, like, Newsom, come down! It's done, he's gone! Please. Please. And I don't think none of Elliot's spells I think he wants to use, so just gonna try to convince her to come down. Please! That's his turn.
And we are back to Newsom.
So fun and funky. So my magic awareness doesn't say that I can't use it when I'm raging. So I'm gonna assume it's something I'm capable of using while raging. As it's not really like a magical ability so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I want to do is fly. I want to go. I'm gonna have to make it. Is there any way I can make like try and guess at where they might have gone?
Give me an intelligence saving throw at disadvantage.
Saving throw? Okay.
Figured you'd get more out of the saving throw than just a flat check.
I'm just rolling all 11s today.
You don't know where they would have gone. Like,
Okay.
you know that the museum's probably not the safest place, but they could be somewhere inside it. There's so many rooms.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna pick a random direction. Fly. I can only fly 40 feet. I just realized my movement speed is 40, not 30, so I would have gone 80 feet up, but fly like 40 feet that way and use magic awareness to see if I can detect them.
Okay. What's the range on magic awareness?
60 feet.
Okay. So you're detecting
I
all the
probably
same
would've-
magic that you detected the first time you were in this room and nothing else.
Okay.
Because magic awareness only shows you active magic effects, right?
It shows me the presence of any concentrated magic.
Yeah, so active magical effects. I'm assuming concentrated in that case means like if somebody's concentrating on a spell, they appear as well.
I assumed it was concentrated magic as in like like it's in a concentrated area.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is I don't think you can detect magical people with it.
I guess it depends on if they're wearing magical items and things like that, doesn't it?
That is true. That is true. But you are from where you are at right now, you are detecting the same amount of magic that you detected the last time you were over this room.
Okie dokie.
Because it is the vault room.
Then that's it for me. Oh wait, I could shoot my beam again. I won't do that. I don't have a target. I really only care about taking out that one guy, so.
All right. Well, we could spend the next 10 rounds of combat with you just searching around.
Yeah.
Or we could also not do that. So I'm going to end combat and we'll roleplay it up from there.
Okay.
But as Newson searches around while Brennan and Elliot try to get her to come down, we are going to cut to Nom and Lulin. So Nom, what are you doing?
Brooding, probably.
Well, you did just get back to the house, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So valid.
Lulin,
Just
what are
taking a
you up
brooding
to?
break.
Is it the next day after Family Day?
No. Same day.
Or same day?
That morning.
I think
Haven't even
Lulin
had
would be-
dinner yet.
Yeah, Lulin would be cleaning up the kitchen.
All right. So Lulin, as you're cleaning up the kitchen, you hear the front door slam as Nom enters.
Lulin's just gonna take a couple of steps, peek through. Oh, hi Nom. Do you want anything? Snack or something?
No, I'm okay. I'm not that hungry. I almost got caught stealing things.
We can't be having that.
I mean, really, I almost got someone else caught for it, but that's besides the point. I would never get caught.
If you are going to steal, and I wish you didn't do it as often. However, I know it's your nature.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know that I can't do that.
Yeah, but by means, don't get caught.
I mean, I don't plan on it. It's kind of like it defeats the purpose of wanting to steal by getting caught, you know. So the plan is to never get caught, because you're not stealing if you get caught.
Yeah.
As the two of you are having this conversation, both of you hear rhythmic thumping coming up the road.
What kind of rhythm?
Like a march.
Nam looks out the window.
No, when you look out the window, you see 4 bastions in formation walking up the road to the house.
Did you order anything, Lulin?
I can't say that I have.
Pizza delivery.
Oh, we got.
I got a large sausage for you guys.
No,
Well, we got some
stop.
robots. We got some robots coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lulin's gonna like. Lulin's like fancy enough. He has like those like rubber like washing gloves to like do the dishes and stuff. So he's gonna like hang those up. He's gonna like use a towel to clear up the space, and he's just gonna
You know,
go through the door and like just like stand on the stoop.
As you,
I don't want to point any fingers, but I think this is Elliot's fault.
As you step out the door, the 4 bastions in unison say, "Return to the inside of the domicile immediately."
Domicile?
It's like a home, I think Lear was telling me.
That's a weird word for a home. Why don't you just call it a home? House.
It's like, I think it derives from like domestic. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't think we can take all 4 robots on our own, Lulin. So I think you should listen.
Lulin's gonna shrug, go into the library and find a dictionary and look up the word.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay, because Lulin doesn't. Neither Lulin. Nor
Also, does Lulin
me.
know how to read Elvish?
No.
I was
Roll
gonna
a
say, I
12.
feel like you should also make a
No, he
a
just
wisdom
he just
check to
doesn't
see
fun-
if you
he doesn't
absolutely ruin.
understand. A wisdom.
Well, I was gonna say you should a wisdom check to see if you absolutely ruin Elliot's layout of the library,
Oh no.
because he has things very specifically laid out.
What if I roll you and
Well, so what I was gonna say is because Lulin rolled a 12, but Lulin also has been helping Elliot with the repairs, so he'd be pretty knowledgeable about how he lays stuff out.
That's true.
That he probably
That seems good.
avoids doing that. But Lulin, all of these books are in some sort of gibberish that you do not understand.
What book do I pick up?
The dictionary. You got lucky.
Okay. Lulin's still gonna like pocket it and like attempt, but like Hublebe. The heck's a blibebe? I don't understand this.
Nom, are you still by the door?
Yeah, I don't think Nam wouldn't be outside though.
All right. No, as you're standing there, Ephraim and Sumter walk in. What's going on out there?
I don't know. I think it's Elliot's fault though, whatever it is.
Do we need to fight?
I think that would
Maybe.
be the worst case scenario at this moment.
Hey, robots!
They just kind of like you watch as all of their heads just swivel towards where you yelled from.
Are you here to like kill us or something? What's going on?
A member of your party is currently involved in breaking the law. Stay inside the domicile until we have left.
I told you, it's definitely Elliot.
Back at the museum, Newsom, are you just flying around over all these buildings trying to get a beat on where they are?
Yeah, I feel like she'd just be flying frantically. Like at some point it would just be miscellaneous flying and rage, I think. She'd probably have to keep like scratching her arms to stay raged. But yeah, I feel like the only way they're gonna get her down is the nets. Like
So I'm gonna have you make a dex save then, as
Okay.
as Brennan's like running around on the roof underneath you, screaming at you to get down, like you'd yell at a cat,
Yep.
and the nets are just
Off the
flying.
counter!
Like how I yell at Earl.
Roll me
Yes.
a dex save at advantage.
Oh shit!
One of those was a nat 1.
You're really lucky that was an advantage.
Yep.
So as you're like flying around news and they're chasing after you, and as you kind of get back, you kind of like decide they must not be in the building, they must be headed towards town.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go back over the balcony, you feel this net wrap around you as you plummet back to the balcony, landing on and destroying the fountain.
Sounds about right.
Fish fountain.
Yep, right on this fountain.
Fuck that
Bath
fountain.
time, baby.
As Brennan runs over, Newson changed back.
You need some like moonlight, or just
No,
Elliot starts looking through his bag.
I don't need anything. I can change back. I just don't want to.
What?
Well, you're going
Please.
It'll only take me a second to get out of these ropes, and then I'll find him.
And then you'll do what? You'll fight him?
Yes.
Newson, there are families here.
And
And your vendetta's more valuable than their lives? What if they get caught in the crossfire?
that seems more like something he would do and not me.
A result nonetheless, Newsom.
And if he does it right now, it'll be an act of self-defense, and it will go on your charge sheet.
He is the one who literally did this to me, and she motions to the severed off horns that are technically still there now, we've decided. He kept me and Lyra locked up for months. What it seemed like months to us, anyway. Years. And tortured us. And he knows who we are.
And he did it while they were at war. As much as I don't agree that you shouldn't be going after him, Newson. But if you do, everything he has done, he is protected from.
You're protecting him anyway now.
Because that's my job.
To protect torturers and murderers.
The same could be said about you. How many
I've never
people have you
tortured-
killed, Newson?
I've never tortured anyone for information for months and made them lose their minds. There's a difference between an honorable death in combat and taking humanity from people.
Not in the eyes of the law.
Well, the law is wrong. This place is fucked up.
Elliot, he gives you a look like, you want to fucking help me out here?
What do you want me to say? She's not wrong. This city is founded on countless acts of violence.
Every city is
Newsom-
founded on countless acts of violence.
Well, yeah, this one particularly, but my point being is that look, all right, listen, guys. Newsom, please change back so we can talk about this. And two, Brennan, you're obviously uninvited from dinner.
Well, I figured that. Somebody's going to have to watch Newsom.
Excuse me?
You're going in a cell.
I'm definitely not changing back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you should have waited on that piece of intel, but
At this point,
Newsom,
your
you-
two options are change back and go in a cell, or don't and go in a grave.
I'd prefer if you didn't get murdered, if that matters. And also, I think Lyra would be very sad if you had gotten murdered.
This is kind of like gives Elliot a stern look, but then just kind of sighs and turns back and releases her rage.
Brennan walks up and, like, because you're in a net, he kind of just pulls you out of the fountain and releases the net, and he is going to hold out a set of cuffs to you.
So, Newsom, can you figure any way that I can avoid telling Lulin about this whole thing?
Unlikely, since I'm not going to be coming back with you, apparently.
Also,
She's
because
not
that
going.
you, like-
She's not going to offer her wrists, by the way.
he is going to shrug, put the handcuffs back down, and then just gesture for you to walk into the museum.
I could always say you went on a business trip.
No, they
Do
already
you think
know.
you would believe that? They know? How do they know?
Because, well, let's see. There are 5 of you and you're very powerful. You think I didn't head off the 2 that aren't here?
Fair enough. So they are on their way?
No, they're currently being held in the house by 4 of the Bastions.
Oh. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Really, who you need to worry about is less Lulin and more my parents. But
I was
either
gonna
way,
say.
it's unlikely that my mother will suffer this insult. But you're gonna have to do your best.
You seem to be under the impression here that anybody in this situation has a choice, Newsom.
I don't think
You
you're very
decided to make
familiar
it
with
for
Minotaurs,
everyone.
huh?
You have single-handedly taken an action that could restart this war.
It was worth it.
Was it?
Let's
This
go.
war killed a lot of people, Newsom. It being over is a good thing. A really, really, really good thing.
Newsom doesn't care. They weren't people who mattered to her.
Elliot is like the biggest glare towards him.
He is meeting, like, when you look at him, he is looking directly back at you. He is meeting your eye. He knows what he just said and the implications that it has.
You don't know anything. You know, I thought you were somebody that I could respect, but you're just a dog. Following
Hey.
orders. Not you, Elliot. Look, you're a wolf. It's different.
And you're feral.
At least I'm willing to stand up for people that I care about.
There's standing up, and then there's making reckless actions. You're doing one and not the other.
Being recklessly manipulated into murdering a bunch of people.
You were just recklessly in... And then you were recklessly manipulated into restarting something that you'd already finished.
I don't think it's finished as long as the people who believe it's not over are still alive.
The only
Which that
person who
man
seems to think
definitely-
that fight isn't over is you.
I disagree with that, considering that a whole bunch of elves tried to jump me and Elliot in a random bar.
And you jumped a government official in public with witnesses.
Hey, we're government officials.
The college isn't the government.
I didn't say with the college. Technically, we're in charge over, well, as far as Elven law is concerned, we're in charge over in the other city.
Take her back to the house.
Oh shit! No prison. Thank you.
I'm going to put her on house arrest until I see if I can convince the Minister of Intelligence to not press charges.
Sounds good. You're still not invited to dinner.
I wasn't going to come. Not after this.
It's for the best.
Anyways, there's too many people at dinner who might recognize me. There's one person at dinner who might recognize me.
Yeah, 1 is more than 0, which is better than none. What?
Worse than none.
Something like that. Anyways, Newsom, going home.
Yeah. She just kind of glowers at Brennan, I think, as they turn away.
All right. You would notice, the two of you, that the entire time you are walking home, there are bastions ahead of and behind you.
Yeah.
Like, they're keeping an eye on you.
I think
I don't want to say that Newsom's
the
a
best-
flight risk, but she's a fight risk, and that's worse.
Yes, definitely a fight risk. She is like, it's like she's not raging right now, but every muscle in her body is like tense. Like the walk is like with purpose, and also I would like to note that like both of her forearms are covered in like scratches from her own claws from maintaining the rage for a long period of time. So just like dripping a little casual blood, but she's so pissed off that like she doesn't even notice.
All right, here's what I think. I think we lie and say we got caught trying to steal something. Because I don't want Lulin to worry. But it's kind of up to you.
I mean, didn't he say that they already know?
Well, he said that they were being held in the house. They know something happened. I guess he might have told them that. Doesn't seem like an overly talkative person, though.
That's fair. I mean, Lula knows me better than anyone. I don't know if I can convincingly lie to him, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't believe that that man talked down to me that way. Literally rolling over for people he knows are actual murderers. And yet I'm the bad guy?
We did help Velkin for a long time. Perspective isn't always as clear as it is to others.
Yeah, so did he.
Yes. So people make mistakes.
I know. People can make mistakes, but he was
Great.
behaving in a holier than thou kind of mentality. Mr. Literally needed how many of those fucking robots to get me out of the sky, and he's gonna put me in a grave? Couldn't have even caught me without all that bullshit.
I suppose. I guess we can agree he's mid-mistake then.
Yeah. Seems like he's got a long history of mistakes and picking the wrong people to side with.
Yeah, okay. That's fair, I guess. Yeah. That.
Look, I'm sorry that I got you involved in that, Elliot. I know you're stressed, and that's not your fight, but...
Hey, I mean, your fight, my fight. We're kind of on the same team.
I think the main thing that I need to impress on you here is just... please don't disbelieve Lyra when she tells you about that stuff, because I know you said that the memories are foggy, but I don't know how to explain how horrible that place was. And I think now more than ever, she's going to need friends to depend on, because that's not something, I have rage. I have this anger in me, and I can express it, maybe not productively by some people's standards, but it's cathartic in a way. I'm absolutely gonna go cut down so many trees, so you're gonna have all the wood you want, because I gotta do something physical soon, or I'm gonna explode. But
No,
I don't.
no, that's perfect. Just tell me where you're gonna go logging, and I'll get the permits.
Yeah.
But-
But Lyra doesn't have an outlet like that, and I don't know how she processes things like that.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't that I didn't believe her; it's that I didn't want to press the issue.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few memories in my time, and this one looked intentionally obfuscated.
Yeah.
That it wasn't foggy from bad memory; it was foggy from someone fogging it.
Yes.
So I didn't want to bring anything up that would be traumatizing.
It's also worth noting that he is the man that intentionally used your image to torture both me and Lyra. So.
Why me?
I don't know.
I just don't. He was just some servant back home, and I mean, we weren't even that close. It's just really, I guess we were just kids at the same time. I don't know. I don't really remember much about him even.
Well, he must remember more about you because it was very specific. Like, everybody was there, but you, especially with me, and I think also Lyra, I obviously don't know her experiences like I know mine, but you were like 90% of my torture.
Well,
I think probably because we had memories, we've had our differences in the past, obviously.
Fair.
But it felt very, I guess the difference is that they were able to use everybody, but yours felt more like personal, like they knew you. And I guess to some extent he did. Maybe he was obsessed with you or something, and you just didn't know it.
I mean, I guess he must have been, because I mean, really, we were just there at the same time, like any other servant, one of dozens.
And at this point, you guys get to the house. As the bastions that are following you kind of just fall in line. And so they're not making aggressive actions, but there is a clear, like, semicircle of these standing outside the gate to the house. But they don't make a move to stop you or anything as you guys head past the property line. And they also don't come across the property line.
Damn right, get a warrant.
What is a warrant?
Oh, it's a piece of paper that says they can enter our property.
Oh, so there's like a line that they can't cross just because we own this?
Kind of. If they see us breaking the law, they can come in. But if they don't, then they have to
Get a warrant.
get a warrant. Yeah.
As we
if they
cross
just think
that,
we are.
I turn around and flip off the bastions.
They just remain completely motionless.
Yeah, but it makes me feel better. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna have to face the music. Or, I guess I'm gonna have to face the music. I don't wanna... Like I said, you don't have to get dragged down.
Fair. I mean, I'm already on the ground, so.
Can't wait till they walk through the door and Nom just opens with, Elliot, what did you do?
I can't believe you just took that from Ferret.
I know, right?
Yeah, damn. Jesus
The
Christ.
fuck?
Listen,
What a
he
mood
steals
killer.
everything from me. I'm stealing from him.
Actually, joke's on you now, PT. When they open the door, I'm just gonna say what PT said.
Perfect.
Which part of it?
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say
Oh.
what PT said. Yeah.
I'm saying what PT said. Who the fuck is that?
Listen, Nom's been reading a book about theology because it's the only one he could read. Theology is just the Dungeon Master's Guide. That's the book he found.
Yeah, pretty much. No, the theology is Chat GBT.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Alright, but you guys head into the house.
Newsom just kind of looks around when we walk in to see who's around.
Nam says what PT said.
Elliot, what did you do?
Close.
I can't do the growl quite the same way you do.
No, that's okay. I think that's just because our vocal cords are different. Like, that's your growl.
Yeah.
It's your get your own growl. Elliot's just gonna like look at Nom. I got the permits, I guess.
Hmm. Did you break any laws?
No, that's why I got the permit.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Those metalheads over there were saying what... Someone broke a law.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't get caught. For going into... I didn't get
For
caught.
what?
Nothing. None of your business. But I didn't get caught.
What was it? Was it you going into the museum?
Well,
I
I was allowed in the museum.
Perchance go somewhere you weren't supposed to go in the museum?
I'm not telling
Susan
you.
just mentioned that you guys were sort of in a back room with
Susan,
this
what the
other
fuck?
guy and a crab.
Well, I was just saying that we had to find you.
Well, I mean, listen. The door opened and I walked in. I didn't open the door. There was somebody already in there.
I never said that you did open the door. I just said that I had
I'm
to. I
saying
had to
this to
smell you
Elliot.
out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is all I said is you were in a back room, and now you're telling me you weren't supposed to be in that back room. So,
Well,
But I
neither was
think-
the other person in there.
let me just be clear, Nom. Please don't steal from my uncle. He's just about the last good thing I have in this town, except for you guys, obviously. But I would really prefer if he didn't lose his museum to petty theft.
Hmm.
Anyways, as Elliot sort of heads into the kitchen.
Lulin's just continued cleaning where he left off.
Elliot, you'll notice in the background behind you, Lulin, Elliot's just measuring tiles in the kitchen.
While you were gone, me and some of the boys chopped down some trees, kind of preemptively before you got the permit.
The permit was for a campfire, so that Newson's parents could stay out back. How many trees did you chop down?
Lulin looks out the window. 10, but I replanted 8.
Okay, I'll go get some
I'll-
permits tomorrow morning. I think.
I'll give you the money to go ahead and do that. I thought the permits was to get the go ahead to.
Oh no,
take some
you're
longer.
good. No, you're good. I
I'm
think
sorry, Elliot.
lumbering permits are actually pretty cheap these days, especially with so long as you replant and regrow some trees in their place.
Well, I've always planned on regrowing the trees.
Well, of course, I know you will.
But again, I'm sorry for preemptively.
Oh no,
assuming that-
no worries, no worries at all. I just got to make sure everything's sorted out before any inspections come by. You know, I'll go write it down in my notebook.
On the bright side, it is good timber.
Sure, it looked like it was some nice hardwood out there. You wouldn't believe when over in the north we actually only have like little shrubs. It's nice to have this more of a mountainous alpine area. The desert's just the worst for getting lumber. Most of it's shipped in fact.
For always living in the lowlands and the wetlands and and forest and such, I kind of like being this high. I kind of like this atmosphere.
It is
It's
nice,
a-
isn't it? It's cooler, you know. It's much nicer than it would be down in the lowlands. So Elliot sort of looks at the sun, gazing through the window.
It has its upsides and it has its downsides, but so far I'm enjoying myself, even though it's only been a couple of days.
That's fair. As Elliot sort of like gets close to Lula and sort of low down whispers, By the way, I think Newsom could use some support.
I'd like to talk to you before I go talk to Newsom, so I understand everything that happened.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Well, I
don't-
mean, I can tell
things
you
just
now.
happened. Things just happened. I'd rather everybody be calm. I'd rather emotions be calm. I'd rather everybody be level-headed.
That's fair.
I'd rather also talk about this after dinner.
You know,
So
that makes
everybody's
sense.
not going in stressful, all balled up, and potentially ruined.
It's true. Do you know what's on the?
Lulu's just gonna give you like a side hug.
All right. Elliot will side hug back. And then probably head up to the study to.
Would you like
study.
anything?
Well, I haven't had anything to drink today. Because Elliot looks around for a glass to fill it with water.
There are a
tea?
couple of glasses that are left around.
There's like a water pitcher on like the table. There's
Lulin's
water
been
on
cleaning.
there's a water pitcher on the table, or I could make some tea.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I'd love actually some tea would do well.
I'll make some tea.
I think.
Oh, thanks, Sky.
You're welcome. I always have the stream up on the left screen, and
Eh,
I saw
well,
them all
so-
go down, and yours didn't go back up.
So
I thought that was intentional.
No, so what happens is anytime I use my good news is Stream Deck's on the way. So this will stop being
Oh,
an
good.
issue.
That's
But right now
good.
everything's bound to the numpads. So anytime
Got
I
it.
just passively forget and type numbers, we end up with what we
Plastic.
ended up with. Are they in here?
So
No.
the only question I have about that PT is who's number one?
Nobody. Right now, everybody is on 8 and 9 except Rosie, who's on 2 and 3.
Damn.
Everybody's on the same one right now, though.
We
I'm also gonna
we
turn...
understand who your favorite is.
Well, Rosie's just on 2
More
3 because
likely
she's
the
not
one-
here right now.
Yeah.
So I could
Who's
separate
likely
it.
to disappear at any moment.
Oh, I'm back to cow. Let's go.
You are.
That'll be a toggle later as well.
Back to Cowsin.
That's actually hilarious. My husband, who only plays Lizard Folk and Argonians. I don't know who Nam is, but he's my favorite.
I mean, that's how a lot of people feel about Nom, honestly.
Valid.
Kind of iconic.
It's a very valid feeling, to be sure.
Nom is that guy.
Nom's the only one with plot armor because I can't bring myself to kill kobolds.
Dang. You
They
found
mean-
the weakness.
They mean too much to me.
Which pretty much means that PT has stolen my Mondays for the rest of my life, is what that means.
That's exactly
true.
what that means. Your Mondays
Mondays
are
It's
are
that
full
in
of it.
combination with the fact that it's streamed means that it you're never gonna have the weird scheduling where well maybe just not this week. 'Cause I think that's the death of most D&D campaigns.
Yeah.
Is
It
the,
absolutely is, but can we just appreciate the miracle that we have gone over a year's worth of episodes, even if we were doing week to week, and we started out every other week? It's
True.
kind of wild how long this
That is
campaign's
crazy.
been going.
It's true.
We'll see if we even wrap
Anyways.
up the campaign before episode 100.
Impossible.
Sky won't let me.
60%.
No, I mean,
back.
if it wraps up naturally at 100.
I'm not gonna
before
rush.
100,
I'm not gonna rush it to make that happen, though.
Exactly. We fiddle fart around too much.
All right.
I ain't no fiddle.
But you are a farter?
Well, of course I'm human.
That's true.
I just
Sky,
don't
that
know-
would actually be really mean if you made fun of a natural bodily function. like that.
No, it's more the choice to say I'm not a fiddle, but I am a fart. Like, not that it's a
Oh,
problem
okay.
to fart, but that you are
Are you
specifically
saying that-
identifying yourself as a fart.
Are you saying that people that are farts are bad people? Like old
I've
farts?
never met someone who specifically identified themselves as a fart, so I
I feel
could
like it's
say.
pretty common. Especially when like I don't know, maybe it's Midwest, but like the old fart.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
right,
again,
right,
but
right.
I
Well,
think
I'm
that's usually something that someone says to someone. They don't
right.
claim to be an old fart, you know?
Like to me,
That's
PT's
fair.
an old fart, and I mean that respectively. And
Did you
Do
mean respectively or respectfully?
Do you mean respectfully? Because those are
Res-
very different things.
respectfully, PT's an old fart.
Because respectively, go fuck yourself. All right. So how long? So you got? I mean, unless Nom and Newsen want to have a conversation as well.
If Nam
Yes.
isn't gonna say anything to Newsen specifically, or I think if you wanted to have a conversation, she would kind of gesture you to come out back with her.
And find her in
Literally,
the closet.
just leaving a trail of blood behind her.
Yeah, then Nom's gonna follow you.
Okay.
So Lulin, what's the look on your face as Newsen just walks through the kitchen, dripping blood behind her?
Is the kitchen the only way out?
It is the only way out the back door. Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah.
I wish I had a
Alright.
map for you guys, but it still doesn't fucking work. I'm fixing it tomorrow.
Damn.
The answer is disappointed.
Oh no.
I
Oh
don't
god.
think she even
Damn.
makes eye contact.
Lulin does not. Lulin's looking down and finishing the dishes.
All right. As you two head out the back door.
Well, I'm not listening to Elliot. First of all, I'm stealing from his uncle because I'm getting paid for it.
I'm still with you on that one.
Okay, good. I was just making sure we were still on the same basis. But also, why are you covered in blood?
Well, I had to scratch myself to stay raged, but what we missed is when Lyra backtracked to find Elliot's uncle to give him the notes. She ran into him, and along with him, the man who was responsible for torturing both her and me in the pits.
Mm,
And so she literally ran from the museum in sheer terror, and Elliot and I happened to be passing by, and she ran directly into us and could barely speak. And the moment she told me he was in there, I didn't see another way to do it.
yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. So I fucking lost it, and I went after him, and I got a good hit on him. A couple good hits. Blinded the fucker. And then fucking Brennan cut in and was like, I'll murder you if you don't leave that guy alone. And I was like, that guy is a literal monster. And he was like, well, that's not how we do things here. And I was like, well, how you do things here is fucking stupid. And he said, well, that's how it is. And she just I think she just pulls a regular wood axe out of a nearby stump and just starts going at a tree.
Now, Newsen, for next time you see this man,
Mm-hmm.
you wanna. This is what I can teach you. Yeah, you gotta be all stealth like. Follow him to a quiet place, and then murder him with no witnesses. Therefore, you can't get in trouble for it.
That does seem like a good idea in retrospect. It's kind of one of those things where
Cause I'm
So-
all for killing this guy.
okay, cool. Glad to hear it. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to kill him now because Brennan is up my fucking ass.
I would offer to, but I feel like you would want to get the finishing blow on that guy.
Yeah. Elliot's uncle introduced him to me as if he didn't know who we were. And he went to shake my hand, and like the moment our hands touched, he just like looked at me and then smirked. And I couldn't stop it anymore.
Hmm. No, I mean completely understandable.
Yeah.
I'm sure an occasion will arise where we'll get a chance to end that guy. People like him usually die by hands like ours, so
Yeah. Brennan said something about him pressing charges. I don't know what pressing a charge is, but
no, I don't know.
that's
The only time I've ever heard about charges is when honestly when we were in your hometown.
yeah,
And people
exactly.
were-
When you like lower your head and you charge at someone and you hit him
Right.
with your horns, but like I don't think that's this guy. I don't think he's got
Yeah.
horns. I don't think he's gonna.
That would be
charge at me.
strange. Maybe it's like if I were to charge, because my horns aren't as big, so it's like a
Maybe.
press charge and it doesn't like hurt as
Oh,
much.
but like you're pressing.
But I'm
in.
pressing on, yeah.
Yeah, that seems right. Susan like finishes cutting like halfway through a tree and just like starts kicking it to knock it over. This is just
Nom
Roll
does like a
strength.
jump kick. to
full
help.
strength.
At
Okay.
advantage, because Nom's helping with a jump kick.
Let's go. Oh, that was not my best pair of rolls, honestly.
It goes down.
Yeah.
Nom presses charges on the tree.
Just pushing on it with his head.
That was a really good press charge, honestly.
Yeah, like that.
So both of you give me perception checks.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm so
I cannot.
you can't?
I'm
Oh.
not on the map.
Oh yeah, that's we should probably be on like a home map or something.
Yep, there I am. Perception. Boink.
Bam!
So Newsden, you can't really hear it over you just like wailing on trees with the axe, but Nom, you hear the sound of carriage wheels coming towards the front of the house.
I think we have company. And if it's that guy, trying to press a charge on you, I think we should get ready to kill him.
Okay. If he presses a charge on me, I'll get in his face and then you sneak up behind him.
Yes. I wonder if do you know maybe Lulin knows how to make some type of poison with herbs. We can invite him in, poison him, and then kill him.
True. Very. You know, if he doesn't, then I bet you will learn how to do that at your new job at the flower
yeah,
place.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, we can go. We should probably go check it out at least.
Yeah, probably. I think Newsom will follow you, but then like kind of like stoop down and grab your shoulder and just like give you a big hug.
Nom's like, what is happening? What is this?
That's a hug. Just
Oh,
look, I appreciate the fact that you are commiserating with me and listening, you know.
of course. You know, I didn't want to like give you a solution if you didn't need it, but maybe next time I can be there to help you out.
That would be awesome. She like gets up a little bit. She's like a little tearful, I think, like genuinely. And then let's go inside.
All right. You guys head inside.
Nom
Unless
slams the door.
Elliot, Lulin, were you guys still talking in the kitchen?
I think probably that time Lou would be finished with the dishes, and I think he would just be setting up the plates and like setting up like the cutlery and stuff, like prepping the table for dinner.
Yep.
Just getting it, more prepared.
As these two walk back in, I'm guessing very pointedly towards the front door.
Yeah, Nom slams the door and then he goes, "We have company."
We do? Okay.
As
As sort of like heads towards the front door to open
Yeah.
it.
As you all get into this like main foyer, you hear a knock on the door. And then from outside, catering?
Kate. Okay.
Oh, I think this is what Mrs. Dream Shadow was talking about.
Elliot opens the door.
So as you open the door, you see Paravin again, the owner of the Wayfarer's Rest, the guy who wasn't really that big of a fan of you all. I have 10 plates to drop off.
Perfect. Just through here.
Phenomenal. I just need you to stamp for these, and he holds out like a little clipboard to you.
Elliot will stamp it.
So you watch as he like gestures to two people at the wagon who start unloading dishes, and they're bringing in roast duck, there's a boar, there's as many sides as you can think of. Like, Lady Dream Shadow obviously spent quite a bit of money on dinner. As Lulin, you watch your like well-organized table rapidly become filled with food.
Yeah, as they would be bringing things, Lewin would be like organizing the table and like he would just tell them to like sit it down, like sit the food down. And he would just start preparing it or like placing it, I guess.
As they're kind of setting up food and getting ready for dinner, Lady Dream Shadow as well as Mrs. Stormhorn and Newson's dad, Mr. Goldenhoof, walk up and head into the house as Lyra's Lady Dream Shadow just, oh, fantastic, the food's here.
Yeah, this smells delicious.
Yeah, so we should be just about ready for everybody to sit down to dinner. I think well, should we just do appetizers until your brother arrives, Elliot?
Sorry, who? My brother? Yeah, probably. I think he'd be unhappy if we started eating the main course without him.
Phenomenal. Well, let's get sorted on the appetizers. We don't have any servers. I'll serve. I'll get key. Do you have a nice sitting room where everybody could go?
Yeah, of course, right through here. As Elliot sort of goes towards the room with the piano in it.
The ballroom.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Fantastic. So they finish delivering food to you all and kind of walk off as Lady Dream Shadow's walking around with a plate of mini quiches. She just holds it out to Newsit. Would you like one?
Yeah, sure. I think it's worth noting that Newsom probably would have stepped away to like wrap her forearms so she's not just bleeding all over the place and now that she's a little less angry.
Very
And
fair.
just like daintily like takes one tiny quiche with like 2 fingers.
The quiche is just the size of our fingernails.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm imagining. Like
After you, Newson, she goes over to your mother and father, and your mother kind of like sees how you took one and takes one, and when she offers one to your father, Goldenhoof just goes, "Oh yes, that would be fantastic. I would love a plate." And he just takes the whole plate from her.
Yeah, that cracks.
And just
Now I'm just gonna try and hop up and steal 2.
roll sleight of hand. With a 19, you manage to grab 2 off of his plate. As he kind of
Nom
looks,
eats one and then he
You little-
holds one out for his mimic armor.
your mimic armor just like you watch as like a slither of it comes out and a mouth appears on the end, and it just grabs it and just slithers back into the armor.
It eats a fucking egg, so now it can lay chicken eggs. It just starts balking every once in a while.
In the middle of the night, whenever you take a hit, it's just
As everybody looks over at Nom over the course of this night, the mimic armor seems to have more and more feathers around the collar.
Iconic, honestly.
Now, how was all of yours day? Brunch went off seamlessly.
It was an interesting day.
Very interesting.
Oh? Did my little go-getter pick up another job?
No. I did do some research at the museum, though.
Oh, look at you, so focused on your studies.
Yeah. I'm always focusing on my studies and learning the history of things.
News and roll me a perception check.
Okay. 16.
Your dad is wholly enthralled by his quiche dish,
Uh-huh.
but your mom is very pointedly looking at your arms because even though they're cleaned up, she still recognizes bandages.
Yeah. I think, Newsom would kind of, like, take her arms and, like, cross them and, like, tuck the scratched up sides, like, underneath and kind of, like, turn slowly and walk away.
As you guys are just sitting here, you hear quite a bit of fanfare out front. As you hear somebody just yell, "Oh God, what's your fucking brother's name?"
Now you gotta remember one of those fuck off elven names.
I know.
That Isaac created for you.
I know, you absolute
go.
I
bastard.
think it was like Lionel.
Lionel.
No, I think it's weird. I think it's weirder than that.
No, it was definitely.
I feel like Lionel's
there-
a good elven name, though. You know, it should have been.
I think Lionel is a name that we've encountered, but I don't think it was an elf.
It's now announcing his lord, the chancellor of the elven country of Zrea, Ariel Winzorwin.
There you go.
As, like, you hear, like, trumpets blare and all that, and you hear the door quickly open and close as he walks in. God, I hate those people. Elliot, good to see you.
You as well, I guess. I mean,
I
it
am
really is. It
absolutely
must be rough
famished.
having
Where's
people
the
announce
table?
you everywhere you go.
It makes it hard to do anything subtly. Now,
Yeah.
as he
When
kind of
were
like,
you ever subtle?
besides the point. Now, where's this dinner table at? I am famished.
Just through here. We've just finished with the appetizers, so.
You finished the appetizers. Were there none of those little quiches left? And he, like, walks around looking, and Newton, you just watch your dad look down and just slowly slide the plate behind his back.
I like to think that my mimic armor is slowly like taking one off.
No. Like,
Of
it's
the-
the empty
Platter.
plate. It's the empty plate. Like, there's only crumbs
Oh,
left on
Like,
it.
you put the flat side against him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, are there pleasantries? I don't believe I've met some of these people. As he kind of like looks at your parents, Newton.
You definitely met him. As you remember, when you were captured.
Oh yeah. No, I thought that was
Oh.
Newton's uncle.
Elliot, he's the brother that got
Listen.
the dragon stuff.
Newton, was it not your uncle who beat the hell out of me?
Yeah, it was my uncle.
Oh, okay. So these must be your
My father and mother.
older siblings?
No. Oh, God.
As your mom just looks completely like, this bitch did not just make that joke, because your dad's just nodding enthusiastically.
Yup. That...
Feel like I got these parents thematically down to a science.
You definitely do.
They're just opposites of each other.
I feel like these are just like the parents for like the wild thornberries.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Same energy. Same energy.
Except for, like, more fighting.
Yes.
And they are...
My mother and father, you could just call them Mrs. Stormhorn and Mr. Goldenhoof if you want to. I don't know, you guys all go by last names in this area, don't you?
Well, yes, formally, but Elliot, was this a formal dinner? The invite wasn't clear.
I to be honest, I didn't really organize. I didn't know you were coming until about an hour ago, and there were more pressing things at the time.
Oh,
Um,
all right. Well, Mr. Burning Oak,
let's go with informal.
Mrs. Worldwalker.
My god, alright.
Mr. Bold Speaker, it's good to see everybody. Mr. Dream Shadow, as he kind of looks down at Nom.
That's me.
Lulin would shake his hand. Welcome to our home.
As he shakes your hand, Lulin, he says, well, let's hope the dinner's not as awkward as the introductions.
Lilith just like rubs like the back of his head and smiles.
Now, shall we eat?
Yeah, I sure think
Yes,
so.
please.
As
And Lynn's gonna like pulls aside to like Mrs. Dream Shadow. I hope I did plating right. We don't really do this fancy of things, but Ellie and Lyra taught me a thing or two, and I think I nailed the plating down packed.
roll performance.
However, I did find the folding of napkins kind of tricky because he like looks at his like massive hands. The paper's so tiny and hands are so big.
All right, Lulin, roll performance to see how well you plated this table.
Oh boy.
He nat 20'd. The man killed it. The man.
Oh my
Like,
god.
The man went through the library because he
Sick.
couldn't remember until he found a book with picture references. And then laid out the table accordingly. Even the napkins, which Lulin said were not good, are all perfectly folded into origami cranes. Oh, Lulin, you've done marvelous.
And he like clasps his hands. Oh, did I?
You've done phenomenal. No, this has to be one of the best presented dinners I've been to in quite some time.
Lulu
I was
blushes.
gonna say, I assumed this was the caterers that set this up. This is
No.
on point. As Elliot like pulls the ruler out of his back pocket, you even got the width between the knife and the fork exactly correct. Very impressive.
As Ariel walks in, he's like, see, I wish this room would have been in the front. This is clearly a formal dinner.
Well, my apologies. But as it turns out, it's actually against code to have the first room in a building through the front door be the dining hall, unfortunately. So I would put the table in there, but you know.
Hey, Sky,
Code.
you just want to yeet those into your Foundry notes for me?
I already did.
I
I put him in
love
there
you.
just for you.
So, just so all of chat knows, the reason that Newson's parents did not have names up to this point is because I could not remember them and could not fucking find them.
And I realized after I was a dick that PT was trying to get me to tell him them, and so I texted them to him.
I threw out the lifeline, and Newton looked at me and said, "I can't wait to go to your funeral, knowing I could have changed that outcome," and just threw it back to me. God damn.
God, so funny.
That's like the moment when you realize why I did something after the fact.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Oh god, guys, I have so many cat ears and glasses to put on real quick.
Oh shit.
Alright. So you all sit down to dinner, and without missing a beat, Miss Dream Shadow says, "So while we're all here, I thought we could talk about the rebuilding of Stipvale." And you, every I don't know if you guys keep eating, so you can decide if you keep eating or not amongst yourselves. But both of Newson's parents, as well as Elliot's brother, just freeze when she says that.
I thought a tree is completely fallen.
Well, yes, but we still have to rebuild the city. There are people who would one day like to return to their homes, and not every home was in the tree.
A lot of it was.
Yes, well,
That's fair.
unfortunately, Stipvale is looking at many less people who want to return than who lived there originally.
Guess that's fair.
But I was hoping, since we have all of these wonderful minds here, as you guys hear another knock on the front door.
Elliot will get up to go answer it.
Oh, thank you, Elliot.
Of course.
Elliot, as you kind of leave the table to Lyra's mom, she's just explaining just laying out her plan for reconstruction, to a bored look from both of Newson's parents and a still mildly concerned look from your brother. As you head to the front door and open it, and just standing there is your uncle holding 2 or 3 bottles of wine, just, "Hello, lad, I hope I'm not late."
Just barely, but
Oh,
perfect.
You know what they say, fashionably late.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
I did bring
and as
some...
I'm sure you know, as Elliot like reaches for the wine can make up any time.
Yes, it can. I also brought some nice dessert tea.
Ooh, oh, that'll be wonderful. I'll have Lulin show me where the stuff in the kitchen is.
Of course. It's good to see you, lad. And he, like, goes in for a hug.
I assume this is not standard behavior.
No, this is not, like, royal behavior in the slightest.
Elliot sort of, like, leans away slightly, but, like, gives him the side hug.
Well, we'll have to work on that, my boy, but plenty of time. As he, like, pats you on the back and heads towards the kitchen. Who wants wine? You all hear from the other room as this guy just comes in holding up the bottles. As he sees everybody just kind of, like, frozen around this dinner table. Does nobody want wine?
Lulin will raise his hand.
Lulin, I always knew you were good for a drink. Where are your wine glasses at? He just, like, heads into the kitchen completely, not waiting for a response.
Sit down, grab yourself a plate, I'll grab him.
Oh,
I'm actually abstaining from alcohol now. And Nom has like a sharp glare at Elliot.
oh. Lulin, you're too kind as he, like, pats you on the shoulder. So where is everybody sitting at this table? Like, let's just say it's a... Here, we'll just... There's a way to do this. There's an intelligent design to this method.
We love a good intelligent design.
I would think Lulin would be at one of the heads of the table.
Yeah, how many people we got here?
Too many is the answer.
Yeah, we might not have enough chairs. We may end up pulling up chairs.
Yeah. We'll put Nom and Nuzin at the kids' table.
So you guys can kind of move onto whichever one of those circles you want. I'm just trying to get an idea of where people are sitting.
I think Nuzin's probably across from wherever her parents are.
And they're probably on Lulin's side of the table.
Yeah.
So
but
we
probably
can
not directly next to Lulin.
we'll
Since
put
we're not
we'll
making
put
eye
Lyra.
contact right
I was gonna
now.
say we can put Lyra directly next to Lulin,
There you go.
and then those will be your
PT stole my
parents.
spot.
Yeah, let Nom be there.
So Elliot's uncle is gonna pull up a chair so that Elliot's side of the table is him, and then his uncle on his right and his brother on his left. And then there's a gap. Your parents, Nuzin, and then Lyra's mom is sitting next to Lulin. I don't have exact tokens for all of these people, so I'm just gonna... I'll make it work. They're all gonna be different kobolds.
Nice.
Lyra's mom.
Everybody's a kobold. You're a kobold. You're a kobold.
Elliot's uncle. We're just gonna use this for your brother. Even though it's Hector, Nuzin, no hit. Not Hector.
Okay.
And then Nom, as Elliot's uncle is sitting down, Nir just, like, scoots the chair out and climbs up onto it next to you. As Elliot's uncle sits down, he kind of looks around and he goes, why the dull tone? Is this not a dinner party? Is this just a dinner? Was I misinformed?
Well, I think we thought it was a dinner party, but Miss Dream Shadow was just tackling a little bit of business.
Business? Do we have business to attend to? She kind of looks at him, she goes, and she kind of looks at him and she goes, I wasn't aware you were invited to this dinner.
Oh, sorry, that was us.
Oh yeah. Did you get our letter?
Yes, no, don't worry. I've heard quite a bit about how much Elliot has been crying, and I'm here to help.
Okay.
I even
Alright, thank
tried to give him a hug.
Oh,
What?
I just learned about
What is
those
going
today.
on?
That might help.
What?
Now, Elliot,
What did they tell you?
I believe this dinner is because all of these people here are concerned for how sad you are. Am I getting this right? Is this
Well, yeah.
What?
Yeah, a little
Elliot? If what the letter I received from Nom told me is true, then I believe. Well, just know we're all here because we love you. We don't want to see you this way.
bit.
What is? Can I see this letter?
Of course, and he holds it out to you.
Oh no.
Who wrote down the letter?
Who wrote down
I
the
think-
letter?
Oh,
If I remember right, Lyra and Nom wrote their own letters in their own hand.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, but what I'm
Yeah.
asking is who wrote down what it actually said, because I didn't.
Oh no, I don't think.
Oh no, it's
anybody
okay. I
did.
just remember.
Okay.
This is very enlightening, as he sort of looks at Nom. So you've heard me crying then, eh, Nom?
Yeah. Very loud.
How you've been avoiding me pretty drastically.
I mean, honestly, I could hear you anywhere in the house. If I really wanted to.
Mhm.
Elliot sleeps in the backyard.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say anywhere in the house, eh? Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Now, Elliot, I'm sure your friends are only holding this intervention because they want you to be happy. It's okay, lad.
To be clear, I am quite happy. I believe the biggest pressing
And
matter here.
why have you
is,
been so stressed out recently then, huh? You seem very stressed out.
stress isn't unhappy, Nom.
Well,
Stress
I mean,
is
I
productive.
feel like. Oh, well, I don't know about that. I feel like if you're always worrying about something, then you're not content.
Well, there's always something to be done. I mean, getting this house up to code, getting ready for school, getting everything together to, really get our lives together.
Yes, how are all your preparations for school going?
Mine are great. I have 3 jobs.
3. And I've only provided you with the one. You're a very industrious little kobold.
Oh shit, does that make it 4?
Wait,
Oh,
what's he do
wait.
for you again? Oh yeah, I remember.
We all do.
have-
work for
We
you.
all do the same
It's the
thing.
unit.
Perhaps
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I
something to talk about in the current company.
Yeah.
As Lyra's mom just kind of like looks between him and you. What can't we talk about?
What do you mean?
God,
Weren't
this
we
di-
going to talk about rebuilding a city? That seems more pressing.
Yes. So I was hoping if there's rains, well, I don't know. I know that Oldfast is rebuilding it well, and we are more than happy to send engineers to assist. But I think what we were actually hoping was if Soraya could just donate a small amount, 150,000 gold to the rebuilding. As you watch your brother's face, like your uncle's face goes green, your brother's face goes white. That's quite a. Maybe we should talk about business at dinner. Yes. I'm sure we would all like to talk about something else. We can discuss that over drinks later. Newton, what classes did you register for? Elliot's.
Dude, you talk a lot. I'm just trying to eat.
Yes, well, I'll try and talk to somebody other than you, Nom. As Elliot's uncle kind of says, Newton, did you ever decide on what classes you were registering for?
Well, I definitely registered for healing, but I'm reconsidering a couple classes after today.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I've decided I don't like Vosh Brennan very much, so I don't think I'm gonna take his class anymore. Guy's kind of an asshole.
Yes, well, Luland, have you considered what classes you'll be taking?
I think so. I'm mixed up on a couple of them. I've 100% decided on at least 4 of them. The 5th one, I'm debating on 2 for the last one. I'm not quite certain, but I have majority of them considered yes.
Oh, phenomenal. Phenomenal. And which 4 have you chosen?
I need to pull out my handy dandy notebook. Where is
This
my
dinner
handy
is
dandy
exactly
notebook?
as awkward as I wanted it to be, by the way. The awkwardness is exactly the level I needed it to be at.
Where is my handy dandy notebook? There's my handy dandy notebook.
So Nom, you have 4 jobs. Have you done any of them yet?
Oh my god.
No.
Mom's like under the table.
Like a dinner roll fell.
Is that a problem? I mean, none of them have officially started yet, so.
When do they start?
Well, I believe this week my one at the what's it called? The one with the botanist starts.
Your job at the Healing Herb Road. At the Healing Herb.
That one.
Well, I'll be excited to hear about what you do there.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Lyra's Lady Dream Shadow kind of lean in. I would be very curious with what kind of jobs I have you doing as well, Nom.
Well, we've already talked about my other ones.
Well, no, I meant specifically at the herb. You know, I worked at an herbalism shop back when I was just a young girl, so I think it's a very good foundational experience for you.
Yeah, I found out that I can actually talk to plants not too long ago.
Ah, so you'll be
It was crazy.
So you'll be working in both customer service and product service.
Exactly. Although I don't know what kind of mental toll it'll take on me to bond with plants and then sell them to people.
Ah, yes. Well, you'll have to get another pet besides Omni for yourself, just so you feel better about it.
I mean, if all else fails, I guess you could just steal them back.
That is true.
That is true. You do have what appears to be a large garden on the back of the house, so I'm sure you could hide quite a few repatriated plants in it.
Yes. And really spruce up the place.
As everyone just kind of awkwardly falls back into eating silently.
I think Nuzin is like, now that she knows that her mom has observed her, like, arms, she's like, taking an arm out, eating, and then putting both of her arms back, like, under the table. As definitely very subtle.
Nam goes, well, I'm finished. And then he goes under the table and broods there.
I finished too, as Nanir just hops off his chair and just sits down next to you, but he's not brooding, he's just looking up at you happily.
No, get back up there. I'm brooding.
I thought you said that to brood good, you have to ignore things, so you sit there, ignore, as he just continues smiling up at you.
Used your own.
Used your own brooding rules against you.
That's true.
So, Nuzin, your mother kind of, she looks down the table at you. What happened to your arms?
That's not really, like, good dinner conversation. It's nothing, really. It's fine. I, was cutting down trees earlier.
And how did your arms get hurt?
Oh, well, you know, I was, bear hugged one down. Yeah, tore up my forearms.
And Lulin, that's not something you could just take care of for our daughter? As she kind of turns and just, like, pointedly glares at Lulin.
was busy today. Okay,
Like-
he was doing all this. You know?
Newson, the look in her eye when she looks at you is that she knows you're fucking lying. The look she gives you, Lulin, when she looks at you is go ahead, double down.
I, you know what? I absolutely could. However, I know how to chop down trees, and certainly bear hugging it isn't one of them. How many trees did you chop down, Newson?
Just one.
One?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's 10 in the backyard.
Okay. I'm not the only person here capable of chopping down a tree.
Well, Newson, with the look of your arms, I'm not sure I'd call you capable. As your father just like reaches forward, picks up a whole roast duck, and puts it on his plate before ripping a leg off.
Look, it wasn't my proudest moment, okay? I had some feelings to get out of my system, alright?
Well, as long as you learn from it.
Sure.
As long as you learn from it, I guess that's all that matters. As he
Thanks, Dad.
just
Appreciate it.
he puts the duck leg in his mouth and just strips it to the bone, and then looks around and just kind of tosses the bone over his shoulder.
Oh, it's great to have your support at least once.
Your father almost seems to choke on what he's chewing on.
Yes, I will deflect this conversation to get it off of me.
Your mother looks over at your father. Barmerin, what does she mean by that? And you all want, except for Nom, who's brooding under the table, but the rest of you weren't sure that you could cast magic without knowing any, but you're pretty sure you just saw this man reduced, because this man shrinks down in his chair.
Oh.
No, nothing, dear. There was
Mom doesn't know. Guess that makes sense. Since, I had to go out in the world to find people to help us solve the issue at the World Tree.
I'm assuming that was in character.
Yes, that was in character.
Yes, well. I'm just gonna... Oh, that stew looks fantastic! As he just picks it up and puts it down, your mom's just continuing to stare daggers at him. As Elliot's brother kind of... So, Elliot, what classes are you taking? Or, I guess, retaking.
Hey, I haven't taken magic physiology yet.
You're taking magic
which, by
physiology?
the way, is on the list. Yeah.
That's a fun one.
I thought, with our family history and various other factors, that I should probably know a little bit more about it.
Oh, yes. Speaking of, if you want it, and he kind of puts like a letter down on the table and slides it over to you.
Oh?
I'll give you time to read it, and you can mail me back and decide. But it's just if you want.
Sounds good. As Elliot sort of opens his jacket and sort of tucks the letter in next to the other one.
What you do notice is that the letter that he hands you does have the stamped seal of the Zrayan Federation on it, which is only for official documents.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
So how-
Elliot, I was actually also thinking about taking magic and physiology.
Really? It's always good to have a friend in the class. I think it'd be nice to have you there.
Roll initiative, we've been raided.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Wow.
What
Welcome
the-
in, raiders. Thanks for the raid, Ampo. If you guys don't know who Ampo is, you should absolutely go follow Ampo. He makes great content.
I love Anpo.
Yeah. Go check out his YouTube channel. Just
Go
posted
check
a
out his
video.
YouTube channel. It's the video he just pointed at Boiling Point was phenomenal.
It
Yeah.
really was.
It's a
I was
little delayed.
That's
That's okay.
I was genuinely late to work because I lost track of time while watching it.
Damn.
Well, I
guys
saw it
don't-
get posted and I was like, there was a new season? Was that That was covert.
Hey, do not make fun of how long that took.
I'm not. No. That's my side of like.
Also, Nom, I don't know if you
I
noticed,
was
but
genuinely
Nom
confused.
has fan art.
Nom has
where?
fan art?
I couldn't find it.
It's in art all the way at the bottom.
Oh, not fan. Oh, okay. Sick.
Just a little guy.
Just a
A
little
little
dude.
dude.
He's just
Just
a
a
little
dude,
guy.
just a
He
little
loves
dude.
thievery.
That's what Elliot sees. Just the
True.
side eye glance at all times. Nom's got the side eye on Elliot like
Giving
he's
you the side eye.
got the side eye on Elliot like he's using the eye tracker, but it's only designed to side eye Elliot. That'd be a fun set of glasses to give Nom, actually. Just side eyes whoever's looking at him. As everybody kind of finishes up awkwardly eating. So, is there any other entertainment planned for the evening?
Well, do any of you know how to play the piano?
Well, I haven't played in quite some time, boy, but I'm sure I could. You get the
Well, in
dessert
that
tea
case-
on, and I will play the piano.
Yeah, I'll go start the dessert. If you all head over to the ballroom, if you'd love to play a little number, it's all magically linked up, I believe.
Oh,
So,
phenomenal.
I'll give you a hand, Elliot.
thank you, Newson.
Now, we're going to need somebody...
Wrong Minotaur.
I
know,
corrected
we all-
myself.
We all
Moment late.
sound
It's
same.
the ins.
Now, we're going to need somebody to sing. Is anybody here particularly good at it? Ah, well. That is, as he kind of just looks around everyone. Ah, well, that's truly unfortunate. Ariel, it looks like you'll be singing. And you just watch Elliot's brother just... Oh, I don't wanna. All right.
Elliot sort of leans over. You could agree to the funding and leave now. Singing
You know-
or funding.
You know, brother, it's almost worth 150,000 gold to not have to sing. But the treasure...
Oh, relax. You're pretty good at it. At least you had formal training. They wouldn't buy that for me.
Lulu's gonna pat him on the back and cast guidance and say, regardless, I think you'll make the correct decision. I hope you've enjoyed your stay at our lovely house.
Yes, I believe I will. Unfortunately, we cannot give the whole 150,000 gold to Stipbill right now, but I will get 50,000 sent down as soon as I can. I have other matters to attend to this evening, unfortunately.
It turns out it was worth it.
Uncle, have a fair evening. Lady Dream Shadow, Lady Stormhorn, Lord Goldenhoof, the rest of you. It's always
The remainder.
So
Lulu's going to run into the kitchen and bring him like a slice of pie.
It.
And,
Oh,
you know,
thank
like
you,
a-
thank you.
A
This will
little thing
be
to take away.
phenomenal for the Kara dried back. If there's anything at all I can help all of you with, let me know.
We'll definitely reach out. Thank you for your hospitality.
As he kind of stands up, takes one look at his uncle, who just like whistles a tune at him and just takes off for the door. Like, you've rarely seen a man move so fast whose life was not on the line.
And away he goes.
All right then. If everybody will join me, I will play the piano then. Newsin, would you like to sing?
What?
Well, you know, I did study quite a bit of Minotaur history. I believe I know a couple of Minotaur ditties I could play.
Oh God. All right.
PT,
fucking
if
fine,
you're
I
gonna
guess.
if you're gonna make Sky sing in character, you have to play the piano.
I wasn't going to do
You're
either
You're
of
just
Okay.
gonna
those
make me roll
things.
performance.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming Lulin and Elliot went off because I want to have that conversation. So While that
Yeah.
is happening, Newsen, roll me performance at advantage because you do know the song. Even if
Alright.
it's normally played with drums and stamps rather than a piano.
Good thing I got that. One of those was a nat 1. That's
All right.
a
Well,
14.
it's not the greatest, and it's pretty clearly half-hearted, but he doesn't seem to notice.
Thank God.
As
I'm like just trying to avoid eye contact with my mother the entire time.
she is doing her best to not let you do that.
Yep.
As Lulin and Elliot, you are in the kitchen preparing tea and dessert.
So, I assume you didn't just want to help me make food to make food. So,
I mean,
if
I'm
you
always
do,
happy to make food. Lulu just smiles.
well, in that case, as Elliot sort of like puts his head back down and just keeps making the tea.
I did make an experimental thing of pie.
You made some pie?
Yeah, and your brother was the first test subject of said pie. I thought it tastes fairly okay. However, I
Well,
find
what did you put in it?
it's just an apple pie.
Oh, okay.
Then he opens up like a recipe book, and like the recipe is just like somewhere, maybe like 50 miles like south of here.
Okay.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
broaden, I'm trying to include more things that you and Lyra would eat to make everybody feel more at home.
Oh, Lulin, I do appreciate it, but we love everything you make. I promise you that.
I know, but cooking's not cooking if it's not from the heart.
That's fair. Well, if you're ever looking for more cookbooks, we actually have a pretty substantial portion of our libraries actually in Minotaur. It's mostly for those studying Minotaur, but
There is
there
no
might be a
portion
few
of your
cookbooks in
library
there.
that is in Minotaur.
Not like there's no section
Not
that is
unless you've bought the books.
no, not at the
Oh,
university's
school
library.
Tracking like a
Yes,
tank.
the school library. Sorry,
School
yes.
library.
The school
Well,
library.
I gave you guys your own
has a
library. You
section.
gotta specify.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're right. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, the school library actually has a pretty good section for Minotaur, but
Actually,
and so there
Lulun's
might
gonna
be
pull
some
out
there.
the dictionary for Elvish. I was actually thinking if you could teach me your language. And then,
Oh, you want to learn Elven?
yeah, then maybe I could teach you Minotaur.
Ooh, okay. I like the sound of that.
We're here for, more than just being at school. Our end goal was to learn more about the world trees and to, fix what's going on before it gets worse. But if we're here to learn, we're here to learn.
True. I think that's a wonderful idea. I would love to learn some Minotaur.
Well,
And I'd love to help you learn some Elvish.
thank you, Elliot. Now, off to just like a sadder topics. What happened today?
Well, so we were in town, and I think Lyra ran into someone from the Red Pits. Specifically their captor and torturer. She found us, and against our better judgment, we went to confront him. There was a short battle in which he got away, but Newsen is pretty unhappy about sort of all of this, as you can imagine.
Whenever you say like short battle, and like whenever you say government official and then like short battle, from Lulin chopping up apples, he like cuts himself like naturally. He's like, fuck! What the... And he's gonna, like, just start, like, healing himself. Oh my god.
In the other room, you hear Newson's father join her uproariously in singing. It is so much worse than hers.
Yeah, he's...
It is off key. He's not even on the
Yeah.
right word half the time. He's singing a different verse without realizing he's doing it.
He's just singing his favorite military song.
But both him and Elliot's uncle do not seem to care.
Yeah, they're
Newson,
having a
your
great old
mother is
time.
still just staring
is just-
daggers.
Yeah, still trying to avoid eye contact.
Are you... They... I could understand why they would want to attack them. Newson was never good at the civic side of government, let alone... I would imagine Newson would understand at least other governments. But... Lulu's just gonna, like... Lulu just sits down on the floor and he's like, his head is like up against the counter. I don't know what I've done wrong.
What do you mean? You? No one did anything wrong.
I've trained her since she was as tall as Nam. What's gotten into her? I know we've been through a war and a half. I know we're all just still young. But I never taught her how to steal. I never taught her to just fight people. I've always taught her a cause.
I mean, at the very least, I think that at the forefront of her mind was Lyra. It didn't look like selfish revenge or anger. It looked like protection to me. But
I'm-
still
trust you, Elliot.
ill-conceived.
I trust you, Elliot, and I take your word. But this was just one of many scenarios that's just happened. And maybe it's just a pattern that's just clicked, or maybe this was just a one-off thing. But we, as a Minotaur, have a faith called the Labyrinth. And before the worlds were created, Minotaurs were just visualized as beasts who roamed mazes for people who were to get lost. As old as times, as old as mythology goes, that was always our role. And it's believed that even to after death, that is where we're sent. I, a paladin of the Labyrinth, believe to never be lost, and to always find our ways to the end and to the beginning, to always know the correct path, and to judge that correct path. And even though I firmly believe that beliefs are a choice, I've always instilled these things into my students to always make the right decisions, to always keep a level headed, to always be calm, bright, and easy minded.
Well,
I don't know why Newson has so much anger. We've all gone through troubles and tribulations together, and I know we're all butting heads. But I don't know what's wrong.
some people are just like that. You know, I don't know if there's much to be done.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say.
For now, I would recommend support. I think with what's happened, she is going to be pretty confined to the house for a while. Probably escorts to and from class. But I think right now she just needs a little bit of support.
Loon's gonna like wipe his eyes. Thank you, Elliot.
Anytime. Thank you for being our light. I know I could always look to you to know if what we were doing was right.
Lulin and Brayden sobs.
Screaming, crying. Oh my god.
Roll me,
You can't do
roll
that
me
to
perception checks from the other room.
Okay.
At disadvantage because it's loud.
Yeah.
And Nom, what about you?
He's brooding under the table.
Well, I want to see if he hears Lulin sobbing.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's something Nom hasn't heard before and would be concerned by. Nom, you do hear it, but at the end of that roleplay, we are going to go to a quick break.
Okay.
So
We'll end it on Nom getting out from under the table and like pushing Ninir back.
Then Nir's just sitting under the table, watching you walk away, still smiling. And we will see everybody in about 5 minutes. All right. So when we pick up Nom, you walk out from under the table and kind of wander around the island into the kitchen.
Nam walks into the over towards Lulin, and he goes, "Who the fuck hurt you?"
Lula just holds up his like bleeding thumb as there's like a giant cut from a knife.
Who you did you do your why were you crying?
Cause it fucking hurts.
Roll deception
Okay, well.
versus insight.
It's gonna be hard to beat my insight.
Oh no!
All right, you got him by 1, Nom.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Don't lie to me,
What?
Lulin.
I'm just stressed. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Everybody's mad at each other, and
Lulin, listen. And Nam kind of like sits on the floor and he pats a spot next to him.
Where
He's already
Lulin's...
on the floor.
Yeah, Lulin's already on the
Oh,
floor.
Lulin's already on the. Oh,
Yeah, he's
never
on
mind,
the
never mind.
floor.
Okay, so never mind. Nam just sits next to him.
across the room. Now move
Come on
over
over here. You just wanted to be away from Elliot.
Yeah. Nam sits furthest away from Elliot. And Lulin, you don't always have to be the big strong man of the group. Things like this happen.
somebody needs to be strong, though.
Lulin, we're all strong. We'll work it out. We've made it this far. And yeah, you've guided us. And you've done a hell of a job doing it.
Thank you, Nam. He just gives you a hug. He just gives you a big old hug.
Got another one today? This is crazy.
Lulin's gonna, while he's still hugging you, Lulin's gonna stand up and bring Elliot in for a hug.
Just picks Nom up. Just... Huh.
Yeah.
Now I was like, all right, no, not with this, no, not with this guy, not with this guy.
I don't want to hug Elliot. Disgusting.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you two for being family.
As the tea kettle begins to whistle.
Tea kettle, shut up! You guys.
Elliot goes over to the tea kettle.
Nam stops you. Nam stops Elliot. Listen,
Yes.
we're gonna have our gripes. We're gonna have our grievances with each other. But you guys are the only family I've ever had.
Nunir starts sobbing.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Munir just literally leaves.
Ninir's clueless.
Well, I appreciate that, Nom.
You still piss me
And
off. But I appreciate
What the hell
you.
did I do?
All right.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
God, I just know I'm mad.
That's such a Nom thing to say.
It really is.
I don't know why I'm pissed
Well-
at you, but I'll figure it out later.
When you do figure it out, let me know. I'd love to fix that one
Yeah,
as he goes to tend the tea.
yeah, I will.
So in the other room, Elliot's uncle, seemingly like over the piano, hearing the tea kettle, just, oh, the tea's ready. We should get to that. Lady Dream Shadow, if you'll accompany me, and he kind of like holds out the arm. So he kind of just looks at him and walks past him into the kitchen.
Oh God, she's
Yeah,
a strong,
Luna
independent
will
woman.
Set Nom down.
As your father just kind of looks at as your father just kind of looks at him, Newton just, does tea come with more food? Well, yeah,
No.
yeah. Well, no, but I'm sure we can whip something up. That'd be good. As they kind of make their way into the kitchen, and Newton, are you going to follow them?
Where is my mother in this situation?
She is standing still, staring at you.
Make eye contact and have my mind read, or go into the kitchen where Lulin is. This is a tough choice right now.
Would Lulin have heard Goldenfoot yell
Yes, he would have.
griping about more food? Lulin will just shout, "Tea's ready. I'll have more food out here soon."
Phenomenal! Ah, I always knew you were a good little calf, Lulin.
You just hear a big snort coming from the kitchen.
Nom goes, he is not a calf. He's a big guy. He's a wonderful man.
As Boromir kind of walks in, that might be true, Nom, but he'll always be a little calf to me. As he kind of like puts Lulin in a headlock and ruffles his fucking hair.
Lulin also then proceeds to also put him in a headlock and ruffle his hair.
Oh, this isn't it. Lulin, the horns are gonna get stuck. As he just continues with his noogie.
It eventually just becomes we're just punching each other in the arms.
Pretty much. Until he sees the pie, and then he forgets about you entirely.
Yeah.
Newson?
Okay. I'm gonna make eye contact with my mom.
Oh no.
When you make eye contact with her, she raises an eyebrow and like goes and sits in front of one of the windows and gestures for you to come and join her.
Start making a new character.
I'm sorry, I don't feel like you're being the best you here. You're coming home.
Oh my god, imagine. Newton just like, I think drags her feet a little bit and sits down at the bench with her. So, how was brunch? Did you like
Tell
the
me what
food?
happened to your arms, and if you lie to me, I will go outside and make you do laps until I get tired.
Jesus Christ.
If
sure
you-
don't
if
wanna
I
know about
believe-
the
if I
bad
don't
part of
believe
the
your li-
conversation?
If I don't believe your lie, I'm going to make Lulin go join you.
No. Look, he doesn't need to run laps. You don't have to bring him into everything, okay?
Yes. Well, so what happened to your arms?
Okay, you have to promise me that you're not gonna do anything.
No.
To anyone but me, okay? You can be mad at me, but nobody else.
I'll accept your terms.
Okay.
Continue.
So there's a lot of stuff you don't know about what we've been through, so this is gonna be I'm gonna have to slapdash this together for you a little bit. While
I don't need to
you
know
were
everything. But are you okay?
Oh, that's a difficult question to answer, to be honest. I
Then tell
don't
me
really...
what I need to know to answer it. But it's okay to keep some secrets.
There's a man in the city who is in a high-ranking position. During the war, me and Lyra were separated from the group, and I think vicious is too light of a word, but we're gonna go with viciously tortured by this man. And we were walking by where he was, and Lyra saw him first, and she freaked out, like pure fear. And when she told me who he was, and I made eye contact with him and he just smirked at me. And I just had to give it a try.
You've always had a flicker of rage in you.
Yeah. But that's not how they do it here. So, I'm in big trouble now. I don't really know the scope of the trouble, to be honest.
Newsom, I will never fault you for trying to protect the people you love. Lord
know.
knows me and your father have.
I know.
But
So,
you need to be careful. If you don't plan a charge, what happens?
run headfirst into a tree.
So make sure you know where the trees are before you start running next time.
Okay.
Okay? Now, what is your father not telling me?
Oh, that's, ugh, so you know how they gave me the name World Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know how so the tree fight, I mean, obviously, what happened to you didn't happen to me. And
Mom?
you know,
Are you trying to sneak into the ballroom?
I am, but I didn't want to interrupt.
The minute you pop the door open, you just watch her, like, side-eye glance directly at where the door opens. And you just see her looking at you through the crack in the door.
Nom shuts it, but is still gonna be listening from the other side.
Okay, roll me a perception check at advantage. Alright. As Newsy, you kind of hear a door open and shut. She looks back at you. Continue.
So when I was leading my group to the fight, I didn't take the most efficient path, and I got
I
a
know.
little turned around.
You couldn't have taken the most efficient path.
Yeah.
Newson, I said I'd never fault you for doing something to protect the ones you love. All I ask is that you can forgive me if I've done the same.
I'm just sorry you know, wanted so badly for me to carry on the Stormhorn name, and now I'm kind of
I did,
World Walker.
which is why 2 years ago I gave you the wrong map.
Yeah. You
You kind of watch as she starts to tear up. I wanted you to continue the Stormhorn name so bad, and I couldn't lose my only daughter.
Now I feel really bad about what you were asking me to tell you about Dad.
That's your
And I
father
kinda-
push you out with the rest?
Yeah, well, so yeah, the people that were left kind of, because I wasn't at the battle, because my group came back, everyone decided that it was cowardice and not getting lost. And so I was ousted from the city for, not for being a coward. And Dad was a part of that. And Lulin came with me because, he was there.
Your father would have had no way of knowing.
Yeah, but he didn't exactly. I'm his fucking daughter. And he was just like, yeah, she's a coward, I guess. Send her away. Like, I
Well,
just don't.
There's a chance he
And
did
he's-
what he did out of love as well. Maybe he thought the safest place for you was away from the war.
Out in a world that barely knows Minotaurs at all. I mean, I can't even tell you what. Lulin, do you want it? You have no idea how many people asked me and Lulin if we were married. It was disgusting.
Well, I've been saying for the longest time you two would make a fine couple. You have very strong
No!
children.
No!
But I do love you and Lyra.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Have you considered adoption, though?
Well, yeah.
There are a lot
I
of
still...
Minotaur orphans that could go to good homes. You know, you have a
Look-
new name. You need to continue it on.
No, I know, Mom. I know. I mean, I haven't really talked to her about that yet. Like we just moved into the same room, and that was enough. I mean, I don't know how she feels about kids. I know, I've always expected to you know, continue the name, and now I have a new name, so it's even more important. But I don't want to pressure her. That's a lot, you know. Minotaur calves are a lot.
Yes, I
And
remember.
Yeah, okay. You know, fair enough. Look, okay.
You
I
weren't
get
exactly the easiest calf to manage, Newton.
Look, I know I went outside the walls a couple times, got into a couple knoll fights, but
Well, maybe that's why your father thought you would have been strong enough to make it along the outside of the walls on your own. I mean, it's wonderful that Newton went with you, but you showed us at about 3 years old that you were willing to fight anything that wanted to. I still
I guess
remember
so.
that branch.
Look. Okay.
There's still horn marks in the tree, darling.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that tree was looking at me weird. Okay? It had
Well.
a weird face in the bark.
I'm sure it did. But those sins aren't yours or your father's. They're mine.
I mean, you were just doing what was best for us. I mean,
I was doing what was best for me. Which is, from what I'm guessing, what happened today. But I followed my gut. And you and Lulin came back and saved everyone.
yeah, we made a couple really good friends along the way that helped a lot.
Well, when they teach us about... Remember when you were taught us about the maze as a calf? The maze is winding, and there could be something new around every corner of it. So the important thing to do is just keep rounding corners.
Yeah.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm gonna try to be. I don't really know. I mean, I'm really trying to be alright in this moment because everyone's really disappointed in my actions, except for Nam. He was pretty supportive. But, God, it's just... And she kind of she touches her hand to right in her lower sternum, and she's like, it just gnaws at me that he's out there. It's just knowing that he knows that I'm here and that he's untouchable is just almost too much to bear.
Okay to be angry. But use your anger as fuel. Don't let it drive you. Now, what is tea?
It's where you take leaves that would normally be not very good to eat directly, and you boil them in water, and then the watered down version of them is more palatable.
Do you eat the leaves after as she kind of stands up and gestures for you to join her?
And Nuzin gets up and she's like, well, I mean, sometimes there's some leaves left in the bottom of the glass, but usually no. Usually you just you can pour water on them multiple times, I think, but in the end you just throw them away.
Of course, of course, of course. As Nom, you hear these two sets of hooves begin coming towards the door.
Nom's gonna rest against the wall and start scratching his head and start whistling.
As they come through the door, Newton, what's your reaction? And Nom just
I think Newson will just kind of like pretend like that is very normal. Like she's just like, yeah, of course, this is normal behavior.
Nom goes, "Oh, Newser, what's up?"
Hey, I had to rest for a minute after screaming with my father for like 20 minutes.
Vera Stormhorn stares directly down at you, Nom.
Hello, Mrs. Stormhorn.
It is polite to knock first, I've been told, as she walks to the table.
I don't know I have no idea what she's talking about. Anyway, news in that thing about thinking before you charge, it's kind of like stealing. You have to know where the trees are, aka people. That could catch
Oh.
you.
Okay, good to know.
I wasn't listening though.
Yeah. You just know strange Minotaur adages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about with the NPCs during dinner? Because if not, we can just kind of finish up dessert and everybody can head on their way.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
As everybody's heading out, the Stormhorns are on their way back to the airship so they can get taken back to Ulfast because they don't particularly want to spend the night in Elven City.
Oh, god damn it. We cut down all those trees and they're not even gonna stay? God, Jesus. Alright, fine.
Lady Dream Shadow just kind of like bids everyone good night, and Nom, she gives you like 10 gold as like a parting gift. You know how parents do when they leave? Like rich parents give their kids money
Yeah.
when they leave. She gives you 10 gold, and then Elliot, she gives you a stamp for official purposes. So that you can
Ideal.
use her money up to a certain amount a month, and I'll figure out what that is, on repairs.
All right. Perfect.
Lulin
Um,
will send her home with some dessert and leftover food. As well as with everybody else who's leaving.
As your uncle's kind of the last to leave. Like, he's kind of the one you have to kick out. Like, he doesn't really leave on his own.
Classic.
And he looks at you, he's
Partying.
like, I'm assuming I'll be seeing all of you at the museum tomorrow night
What? What do you mean?
for the gala.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I could be there.
Newson, I will attempt to speak on your behalf when they are deciding your punishment.
Oh,
But
thanks.
I understand the kind of traumas you have been through.
Yeah.
Having said that, I would not recommend doing it again.
Well, I wouldn't recommend working with that guy if you can help it.
Yes, well, during the war, we all were just acting under orders.
Hmm.
Not that some parts were more or less unsavory than others, but if you had worked under Elliot's father yourself, you may have known the threat of not following.
I guess that's fair. Some parts were downright sadistic and maybe enjoyed too much by certain parties, but you know, fine, whatever.
Yes, well, Hector is not the kid he was before the war. That is little enough to be said, but I will make sure that in whatever terms there are, that you can come to the museum tomorrow evening.
Oh, cool. Appreciate it.
And I will also ensure that it will not interfere with the work you will be doing for me.
Good to know.
Anyways, I'll send up more tea. You seem like you need more tea. Elliot, if I get another message about you crying, we will hold an intervention.
Yes, boss.
As he kind of turns and heads off down the path before kicking his shoes and just flying away.
Elliot
He
sort of
just like
looks
he
around.
jumps up, taps the heels, and flies off.
Like Dorothy.
Literally.
Like you
Yeah, that's how you use how you activate the flying boots. Tap your heels together.
There's no place like home.
Elliot sort of looks around. Wait, Newson, when are your parents coming back? I just finished setting up the campfire.
Apparently they're not staying. I am incredibly sorry, Elliot.
No, it's okay. That's
We
That's
could
fine.
we could still enjoy the fire. Just us.
Yep, no. It's good to have a campfire. It's good for property value. As Elliot sort of like turns around to go start putting dishes away in the kitchen.
Elliot, when you get into the kitchen, Ephraim and Sumter have already finished up most of the dishes. As
Hey,
Newson
boys.
out the front window, you see a figure like stumbling up to the front of the house.
Oh?
Yeah, you can't tell who it is in the dark, but they're stumbling.
I guess I'll go open the front door.
It's not a pain stumble, it's a drunken stumble.
It's fucking all around.
It is
I opened the
fucking all
door.
around. Hey there, Newsom. How you doing? Dinner went great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You definitely had a couple, huh, bud?
I learned so much about plates.
I used to be like you.
Cool.
A man
No.
rode in the middle.
Bronco, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
You're missing out. What did you guys do?
Well, I tried to fight a government official and got put under house arrest today.
Hell yeah. Anyone I would know?
Yeah. I'll give you one guess who we both got traumatized by at the same time.
My dad. No, that doesn't make sense. He's dead.
Mm-mm.
Zod. No, he's dead too.
Yeah.
Do the kobolds count as a government?
No. I don't know if we knew he was a government official when he was doing it. It had a lot more bars involved.
You're kind of like a whirlpool, Newsom. You're kind of like a whirlpool.
Yeah.
You're circling around the fucking name. He just stumbles into the house, like trips and like catches himself on your arm. He goes, "So who was it? Just tell me. I'm not good at. Clearly, I'm bad at guessing."
You gotta promise me you're not gonna do anything about it.
I will promise you, I will not do anything about it in the condition I am in.
The guy who tortured us in the red pits.
You don't really his demeanor doesn't change, but you feel fur you feel claws elongate where he is holding on to your arm.
Yep.
Okay. They as you kind of feel the claws start to shrink, they told me he might be around.
Yeah. Well,
Gotta keep
He's
it under
around.
control.
he smirked at me, and I couldn't keep it under control.
Well, I smirk at you. Don't eat me.
Nah, but your smirk isn't the kind of smirk that's like, haha, I tortured you and made you lose your mind.
I could
know.
be. I have heard so many puns tonight. Those bar people know how to hold a dinner.
You know? That could make me lose my mind, but maybe we should just get you to bed.
Yes. How many legs does an octopus have? No, wait. Do you know what an octopus is? Because I didn't.
They come out of the ocean, right?
Yeah, tentacles. No, wait, I told that wrong. I need to go to bed.
Yeah, you definitely do, bud.
I don't want to sleep in the house with all those idiots, though. Find a nice,
Well.
cozy floor somewhere.
You can sleep in mine and Lyra's closet, probably.
I don't want to do that either.
Why not?
There's
good
something.
closet.
There's something called being too close to the people you're protecting.
Well, all right, fair enough.
Did Lulin finish the tent thing? Are your parents still here? Is the tent thing vacant?
Yeah, it is vacant. My parents actually ended up leaving.
Hell yeah.
right after dinner. So
As
Elliot will be thrilled.
as he kind of stumbles out of the main room, do you follow him at all back towards the kitchen?
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Yeah, he's just kind of like stumbling. Elliot, as you're like putting the final few dishes away, he just comes crashing into the kitchen, like knocks over 2 chairs and goes right out the back door. Even with
Sorry.
Newson like holding him and helping him, he is knocking
Yeah.
things over.
Elliot's gonna shout, "Stay away from the open flame! I can smell you from here."
Fire sounds great. We got one of those.
Don't worry, I'll sit him down so he doesn't fall in.
I feel like
Thanks.
Yeah, Lulin's outside chopping up like wood, and then he'll give a hand.
does anybody else have anything we want to do, or does that sound like a pretty good place to
I
wrap
think
it for
sounds like
tonight?
I think everybody's
okay.
surrounding the campfire.
Everybody sitting around. Yeah, we'll just go to everybody sitting around the campfire. Actually, I like that. We'll wrap it up.
I think if Lulin's coming out to help, I think Newson would probably look very awkwardly since he's kind of been hurt with her this evening.
Oh my god, you should have seen Lulin knocking down trees. He hit one with the hammer end and swung all the way around and hit it with the other end.
That sounds about right, bud. Newson kind of like twiddles her thumbs.
Yeah, he just kind of like, as you're carrying him, he just gradually begins to snore.
Well, that's
Now that
at
he's
least
being
won't-
carried from both sides.
At least he won't fall in the fire.
He could be a sleepwalker.
I feel like we should probably actually put him in his bed. He said
Yeah,
he didn't want to be in
let's
the
put-
house, but
Yeah, let's put him in his bed.
yeah, I don't think we should leave him outside. So just like open the door with one hand while like holding both of the legs in one arm.
When you guys walk into his room, you find something a little bit disturbing.
Oh.
On one of the walls is sketches and names and string going to different places on a map of Sylvanaria. And some of the faces have X's over them and some of the locations have question marks. But this is very clearly somebody keeping track of a list. One of the names that is crossed out is Zod's.
Hmm. I think when we put him down, Nuzum would probably like give it a cursory glance and see if there's any other names she recognizes.
Hector Andriono is at the very top.
Okay.
But it does have a couple question marks next to it. Even though it seems like he has all the information on Hector that he has on everybody else on his board, Hector's is the only name that has question marks directly next to it. There's also several arrows pointing from different pictures towards Zoe.
So those are the only two names we recognize as Zod and Hector?
Yeah.
Or I recognize, okay.
Yep. You could roll me a history check because you've heard them talk about noble families and stuff before, but it'd be a disadvantage.
Try it anyway.
I feel like Newsom kind of tones that stuff out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
So you don't recognize any of the other names. Some of them look familiar, but that could just be because all elves seem to spell their names the exact same fucking way.
Same boat.
Yep, same boat. As you guys kind of dump him into his bed.
Little tuck him in.
Newsom just kind of scoots out of the room awkwardly.
Yeah, little, quietly close the door.
Lulin, as you are tucking him into bed and going to close the door, roll me another perception check.
13.
You've heard enough Elven to realize that the words that Elrond is whispering in his sleep are Elven. but you don't know what they are.
Okay.
That seems like a good place to wrap for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to everybody who came out to watch. Thank you to both of the people who rated in,
Yeah. Thank
and
you,
Poe,
Ampo,
and
thank you,
Fruit Newt.
What a name. What a name.
What a
Fruit
name.
Newt.
And Sky, obviously.
And
Not going to forget
and
the
the
biggest
Sky Tea.
of the
course.
Sky
Oh,
Tea.
Sky,
I
you,
don't count.
you streamed today?
Sky,
No,
you count.
actually, I
Shut
didn't.
Up.
Oh, okay.
You count.
Sorry, that was a lie. I lied.
Now Lulin and Brando is disappointed.
Oh no!
You
I
count.
can't be responsible for making Lulin and Brando cry again.
Sky, look what I put in chat.
She count.
Coffee,
Only
glad
thing that I'm not
Coffee,
giving back
glad
is-
you got your shirt. Pretty soon I will be announcing the next competition. I don't know what it'll be yet. I'm thinking maybe a fan art one, but I'm not sure yet.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
See what people can whip up. But that will be announced coming up soon. And then, everybody, thank you to all of our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak, played by
It's Isaac.
and
tired.
what was your favorite part of the session?
I really liked sort of Lulin's emotional moment trying to rectify what Newson had done.
I agree. I agree. And then we have Nom Dream Shadow, played by
Me, Gentleman Ferret. My favorite part was probably the conversation between Newson and Nom. That happened.
And then we have News and World Walker, played by
It's me, the Sky Tea. I liked so much of that. I don't know. I think I liked the conversation with my mom. You fucked with my backstory.
Do you blame me?
No, I'm shooketh. I'm a shooky fucking cookie, right?
And last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, played by
It me, Rambo. I don't think I have a favorite thing with this episode. I think the entire 3 hours we've been here, I think I've loved every single part of it equally. All of it was like 10 out of 10.
I will
Nice.
definitely say this is for sure the shortest 3-hour session we've done so far.
which
In
is
terms of how
wild because
long
I
it
feel
felt
like
to-
half or
yeah.
half of it we
Yeah.
talked the least.
I do think that my most favorite thing is just how fucking awkward the dinner was. Because it I don't know about everybody else, but it made me like visually cringe. It's just
Also, I'm just gonna say this specifically because I was screaming internally when this is to you specifically, Isaac. The fact that when you went to Lulin to tell him what happened, that you said that we went to confront him and not me specifically. And Newson doesn't know that in character, but Sky was dying. Because that's some fucking camaraderie that
So-
we have never had before.
I was really tempted, and I didn't do it, but I was tempted to have Brennan look at Elliot when they caught you and say, "Thanks for calling me."
Yeah.
I kind of let it slide, but it could come up again later.
Could come up again later.
But all right, everybody, thanks for joining us. My name's PT. I am the disaster tour guide for this disaster tour. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to send everybody on over to Glitched Rune, whose stream just says "Fighting the Robot Overlords," so I support it.
that sounds incredible.
I don't
I
know.
do
What a
love
great time.
fighting the robot.
I don't know how
overlord.
intelligent of me it is to pick a side in this war, but
I'm
We'll
picking the
see.
robot.
fair enough. All right, I'm going to send everybody over there. God, it was just such a phenomenal session. My favorite part was just all of the role play. Like, everybody hit the fucking perfect notes tonight. So until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. We'll see you then.